Why is it that we are all so obsessed with certainty? We avoid anything that's uncertain at all costs. We avoid risks. We avoid being uncomfortable. We want to know everything. We want to know what the weather's like, who we're going to hang out with, what our plans are for the weekend, where we're traveling this year, what the weather's going to be, what we're going to wear to this event. We want to be prepared. We want to be safe. We so desperately crave that security. The problem with being obsessed with certainty and control and power is that we avoid doing the things that we're uncertain about. We avoid making that mistake, taking that risk, and getting uncomfortable. And it's not just a want at this point. It's become almost like an addiction for us to be certain, to know everything. We all know that being open to taking risks is directly proportional to the amount of success we have. We know that to be true. Think about that successful person in your life or that successful person that you follow. They have a lot of things in common, right? They're hardworking, they're dedicated, they're passionate, but there's another thing that they do have in common. At some point along their journey, they were really, really uncertain. So in today's video, I want to talk to you guys about how you can create the life you want by embracing uncertainty. Now, before we get started, I just wanted to quickly welcome you guys and introduce myself. My name is Bridget, and I'm a mindset and confidence coach for introverted women. I also have a free Facebook group that I'll be linking down below. If any of you guys are interested in joining, make sure you go check that out. Also, don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful or useful in any way. Comment below what you want to see more from me. And most importantly, subscribe if you are not already subscribed. So let's get into the video. So I want you to think about that person in your life who is super successful, or that person you follow, or the person you've read about or watched in a movie. All of them at some point were super uncertain about what they were doing, where their life was headed, if they were making the right decisions or hanging out with the right people. Take Jeff Bezos, for example. When he started Amazon Prime, he didn't know if it was going to make it. He didn't know if it was going to be a giant failure, right? But he didn't get to the point where he is now without getting uncomfortable with making some super risky decisions. And while that is a pretty grandiose example, will probably never be in the position that Jeff Bezos is in, it can also apply to very small things in life, right? I'm sure there is one thing that all of you right now have been wanting to do for a really long time. Whether it's confronting that person in your life, or asking your boss for a raise, or saying no to that person you typically always say yes to. Maybe it's telling that person finally that you love them. Maybe it's starting that new diet, or getting that gym membership, or waking up earlier to have more time in your day. Regardless of what it is, big or small, it's something that you've probably been wanting to do for a while. Now ask yourself, if you didn't do that thing, what would your life look like a month from now? It may not be so different. What about a year or 5 years? If you stayed stuck and you didn't do that thing. See, that's probably a pain point for most of you. It was for me. I hated uncertainty. I hated not knowing. I didn't like taking risks. I didn't like being judged. I like to plan and be organized and know what's going to happen, right? But living in that state of comfort, you'll never see the opportunity. And I didn't. There are a lot of points in whether it being anxiety or confidence or physical aspects of myself, regardless of the journey, at points I was always hitting plateaus where I stayed comfortable. When people finally reach a milestone, when you reach that point where you thought everything was going to be good, you've hit that point where you've succeeded in what you set out to do. Sometimes we plateau, we get too comfortable, right? So successful people, regardless of what the success is, They can go either one of two ways. They can reach that milestone and stay comfortable, or they can continue to grow by becoming and doing more things that are uncertain. What's funny about uncertainty is that our desperate want to avoid that risk and avoid that failure was once part of our survival instincts, right? Think about our ancestors thousands of years ago. That was a primal instinct that allowed them to survive, avoiding that uncertainty. They avoided taking risks. They didn't know if they were going to live or die, right? So we still have those survival instincts. But those instincts that once allowed us to survive are actually now hindering us from living our life. The problem with our obsession with certainty is that it's actually really counterproductive. Uncertainty is where things happen. Uncertainty is where new ideas are born, new opportunities arise, things are created and produced, like art, music, new inventions. Uncertainty is where new things happen. And we know this. We know this is, yet we still stay stuck in our little organized, perfect bubbles. We plan, we get prepared, we stay safe. We want to know that things are going to happen the way they do. And it's those expectations of what we think is going to happen, what we hope will happen, or what we know is going to happen that sets us up for failure in the long run. When you stick to what you're comfortable with, doing the same things every single day, so how can we expect things to change if we're still doing the same things that we did yesterday? We can't. Success is never certain. It always comes with that risk, regardless of how smart you are or how hard you work. Because good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. Maybe it's just luck, but it's also about that uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen, but we have to do it anyways. If we want to win, we want to succeed, we have to be willing to be judged, to risk, to get uncomfortable. And it's often the judgment and that fear that stops us. It's our own fears that we create that make it a false reality. We don't tell that person. We don't confront that person. We don't ask for a raise. We don't do the things out of fear. We're scared. We're scared of being judged. And judgment is uncomfortable. But when we stay in that bubble of comfort, we don't really feel comfortable. I remember at a lot of points in my life, that feeling of after accomplishing something and staying in that bubble of comfort, like, yes, I finally accomplished it, right? I would accomplish something, and then for months and months and months, I would stay in the same period of doing the same things over and over and over again because I was so comfortable with achieving that one goal. And then after some time of doing the same thing every day and not taking those opportunities and those risks and making myself uncomfortable, I would get uncomfortable with being comfortable, right? It's that nagging feeling inside of you like you could be doing something more, that life could be more exciting, or you could have more opportunities. And to me, that feeling was more uncomfortable than actually putting myself out there and risk being judged by others. So why we run away from uncertainty is because we don't want that judgment. And at some point, I'm hoping all of you will realize that you'll never reach your full potential if you are so hooked by that notion that other people's opinions of you matter, because they don't. The moment you realize that others' opinions of you doesn't matter, you could literally change your life overnight, because they're just that, they're opinions, right? And those are the things that we have no control over, we have no power over. So what I suggest because this was really hard for me, especially with expectations, because this goes along with the whole being certain thing. You have to put your energy and your time into focusing on the things that you can control, and stop spending so much time on the things you can't control. Like, I can't control somebody else's reaction. I can't control somebody else's thoughts. Sometimes I can't even control my own thoughts or my own emotions. I can't control the weather. I can't control if I'm gonna get an unexpected bill. I can't control if somebody in my life gets sick right now. Those things I cannot control. I can control my response to those reactions. I can control my perspective, right? So if I spend more energy and time focusing on those things, I would live a much happier life. I would worry less, I would be less stressed, and life would just be a lot simpler. So what I want to leave you with is that judgments are necessary. You have to fail, you have to take risks in order to reach your potential, in order to be the person you want to be. You will look like an idiot sometimes. People might laugh, they might not laugh. You might get hurt, you might get upset, you might end up with a broken heart, but you won't ever know what's on the other side if you don't do that thing. So whatever it is that you were thinking about in the beginning of this video, I want you to do it. Just do it. Without even thinking twice, do it. Text that person, call that person, go outside and do that thing, whatever it is. You never know what's going to be on the other side. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it useful. Before I end today's video, I just wanted to let you guys know that spots in my free consult are open. So if you have taken a liking to these videos, you resonate with the message I'm trying to put out there, if you're wanting to be more confident, be that confident version of yourself you've always dreamed of, have better relationships in your life, I really urge you to sign up for the consult and get a chance to chat with me and see how I can help. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.